a wonderful week so far. It's always a pleasure to have Debbie Budge, one of the co-founders here at Kiwi Lane, with us. Say hi, Deb.
Hey, everyone. Trying to find you on Facebook so I can see your comments.
So comment away. Let us know that you're joining us so that she can get the comments. I just got a couple notifications on my phone.
Me too.
Good. Awesome. If you don't get the notifications, the little tab to get all notifications. But yeah. So Debbie, do you have the comments up? Are you seeing people come in and say hi and got all of it?
I see you. Hold on. Let me see if I can see comments.
Okay, well, she's looking at that really quickly so she can make sure she's able to answer any questions that you guys might have or comments. She's going to be sharing with us, perfect, the designs and the layouts, scrapbooking layouts that she personally created with the April Kiwi Club Kit. So we hope that they inspire you to also in your own creations. So, all right, Debbie, I'm going to turn the time over to you and take care, everyone.
All righty, I'm going to come a little higher up on my seat here. I'm like low. Yep, I do see everyone popping in. Hi, Nikki, and everyone's saying hi. Some from Texas, so it's good to see people from Texas. But I've lived in so many states that I'm kind of from a lot of different places. So shout out where you are. We probably have some things in common. I'm happy to be here today. We had a little bit of trouble getting started this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are. So I'm glad you hung in there with us as we get going today. Today, I'm going to share with you what I created, a couple of layouts I created using the April Kiwi Club Kit. It was interesting because Texas, which is where I am now, we've gotten a lot of rain during this late winter, early spring. We also had that huge snowstorm that was quite an experience. I've lived in snowy places, so I moved here from Idaho, and I was there for Snowmageddon. So I've experienced a lot of snow, but I didn't expect it in Texas. But following that, and prior to that, we've had a lot of rain. So when I opened the Kiwi Club Kit, because I open it up just like you do every month, it comes to me out here in Texas. I get to open it up, and that's when I see it. That's when I know what it's going to be for the month. I love that surprise element part of it. I always have. I've been Kit Club member of things for many, many years. I just really enjoy getting that surprise in the mail. So when I saw the title Over the Rainbow and the templates that we got to use, including this swirl, and then we have a cloud, and we have splash 1 and splash 2 like raindrops, and we even got some epoxy dots, which I love. I use those all the time, so it was fun to get some of those in the kit this time. But when I saw this in the paper, the themes of the paper, I thought this is great because I do have some pictures that I can use. Rainbows usually come after lots of rain, and we've gotten so much rain that even though I might not have seen the rainbow, I've enjoyed the aftermath of the rain, and I was excited to have this kit and its templates to be able to preserve some of those memories. So I want to start out with the first one I did. Let's get that out here. I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to tell you about it and kind of the things I used and maybe the whys behind what I did. And let's see if I can get this going the right way. I don't know which side is going to show for you. I think it goes this way. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to just back for a minute, and then I'll show you close up. We'll start with this one. On this side of the page, the template that we got, the swirl, if you haven't gotten yours yet, then you'll be surprised still when you open it up. But this was fun. When I first got it, I thought, what do I do with this? And then I realized that it had so many ways that it could be used, and it was just a really fun element to use. I want to show you some of the different ways and then show you another close-up of what I actually did. But I went ahead and made this visual for you because I'm a visual person, so this works for me. You'll see that there are, it's a swirl. I kind of think of it kind of in a, I can see this moving in my mind, you know. But it has stencil cutouts in the middle. And there's two, you know, more than one way, more than two ways that you can use it. And I wanted to show you some of the different ways you could do the cutout parts and how I did it. So initially, my thought was to just cut out the parts that could be cut out, those. And I wanted to do that because I decided that I wanted to tuck pictures behind it so I could highlight some more pictures on my layout. This is a large piece and I wanted to build around it and add some pictures to it. And you can do that. You can just take, go ahead and tuck one around and decide, you know, what part of a picture that you want to put in there. And then you would trace you would cut out, I just cut the whole thing out first. And then I cut out each one of these sections. And I'll show you how that ended up looking on here. So I cut this whole thing out first. And then on this, I traced and cut out each one of these kind of windows, these kind of swirl windows. And I had some pictures where I was standing back enough that I could catch this smaller portion within these windows. And I wanted to highlight those in this swirl. So I cut out each one of these. I used the stencil part, traced it and cut it out. Just poked my scissors through and then cut around, you know, cut the middle out a bit so it was out of my way, and then just went around pretty easily and cut those out. And then like it shows here, I was able to just, you know, cut roughly around the part of the picture I want, tuck it in, and then add some adhesive and add those pictures in. And I did that for each of those openings. But there's another way to do it. If you don't want to cut those openings out, you can use it as a stencil to trace it right on the photo, which is what I did here. And you can see that this stands up a bit, and then the circle part stands over the picture. So that's the difference in the look. We'll let that focus. If you don't mind having it right on top of the actual paper that you cut the swirl out of, you can do it this way. It's so fast and easy that way. If you like the look of it being behind the opening, like behind the window, then you can trace and cut out that section first, and then tuck the picture behind and just kind of roughly cut around it so that you can do it. The same thing goes for paper. So on this side, I cut this window out and tucked some paper behind. If you wanted to cut all of those out and lay it on your background, then it would look like that, but in all 4 spots. And I think Shiloh did that on hers, on one spot. She cut them all out and used it. Oh no, maybe it was Susan. We get confused because we look at the idea book and then say, who did that? I can't remember. But, and then also another way to do that instead of cutting out the window is to actually just trace and cut the piece and put it on top. Again, that's what I did here for the photo, here just for some paper. And I cut out each window, I'm calling it, and tuck those things behind for that. You can do this with all of them open, and it's a really cute effect. You'll see an example of that in the idea book. I did all of them open with pictures tucked behind. That's what I chose to do with mine. So I just wanted to share with you kind of the different ways of doing things. Now, let me show you the border that I used. So for the border, I used Abbey Road, and I want you to notice that this is on top of this. So normally with these awesome, fancy, funky frills, I really love the funky frills. And where it's made to where you can put the Abbey Road and it tells you which one to use, and then have this tucking out the back. And I've done that. It's fun. It's super cute. But on this one, this reminded me of clouds. So what I wanted to do was have the clouds on the front. So all I did with that was tuck the Abby behind and kept the other one on top. If you can see that, this one's on top. So that I had that feeling of clouds that I felt went really well with the layout. And I did that on both sides. So on this side, I did the same thing with the other halves of all of that and kept that kind of cloud bank feel going. Also, the other templates that we got were this cloud and splash a la carte 1 and 2, and that's kind of the sizes, if you can see that. And yeah, the raindrops and the clouds went perfectly. These pictures of my grandson on a very rainy day here in Texas. It kind of did some flooding, but you know, he's 9 years old and loves every minute of it. So he was just out enjoying the rain in his rain boots and was good enough to let me snap some pictures of him. But it was fun to use the cloud and just some raindrops on the side. Pulled in the feeling of rings, but you'll notice that I was able to use some of the cards that came in the kit with some of the sayings and sentiments and tuck that in the rings. There were some large enough to do that. So I was able to do that. It was fun. This one was fun. Tuck some clouds over here also, like that. So, and I was just watching the video. If you go into the PDF and download it or scan the QR code, then you can see the video that Susan put up on the different ways to cut out the swirl. And one of the things she mentioned was that you could even tuck things in these little window areas. And I have a piece of cloud here, so I was just going to kind of show you real quick that, you know, you can do that and just have some fun things tucking in. Isn't that cute? Now I'm going to have to do that. I hadn't thought of that before until I was cutting this one out and saw that on the video also, but super cute. So I would definitely play with that, that idea of tucking things into that also. I also think you could find some of the sentiment cards that you could probably put in the space there and trace around and use to have some fun wording or something there that you could add to that also. So any questions on that? Let me check real quick. And then I want to make sure to share with you that we want to see your ideas. We do this every month and we put these into the idea book, but we want to see your ideas. For instance, I know there's a printable now for this kit that I just barely saw a few minutes ago, but we didn't have access to the printable. So now I want to see what you do with the printable so that I can play with that idea when I go to Scrapbook again. I love seeing what you do. So we want to make sure if you make something, you want to share it with us, then you just do #CreateWithKiwiLane, and we pick winners every month from those who will share, and that's how we find you. So make sure you do that hashtag. We want to see what you do. We want you to share with us. Okay, and then I did one other layout, and this one is different. I didn't have any other rain pictures, but my daughter's family went on just a trip up to the mountains where there's some falls and stuff, and she sent me some pictures. And I thought, well, the paper's kind of bright. It was a kind of a wooded area with waterfalls, and I thought, well, the paper's bright for that, but I decided to give it a try, and I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out. So I did a pretty bright, kind of mountainy feel. Again, I've got to get this right. I'll show you that, and then I'll show you closer as we go. So the pictures that I had were, you know, trees, and you could tell there were mountains and water. It worked well with the kind of water theme, but it also worked well because I really wanted to build kind of a wooded mountain theme. And I was able to do that even with these bright colors. In fact, I picked this tag on purpose. It said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but a good amount of it actually is. And so I thought this went really well. I've got the rainbows. I've got, you know, a rainbow here, and I pulled that in there. And even the cloud, but still the pictures and the paper are bright and happy. And so are the smiling faces of my family as they are enjoying that time with nature and together as a family. And so I decided to go for it. And I used the rainbows are really fun to do. And I want to kind of show you a little bit about how to do that. I don't want it to seem obvious if somebody's new and they don't know that we have this ring set, because this ring set is what makes the rainbows possible. So on here, we have this set that has a 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they nest together. So I've got them taped so you can see them separate and the sizes, but they go together. So they line up together perfectly, just like this rainbow. And in fact, what I noticed was when we have this swirl, they designed it so that it's bigger than the largest ring. So when you put these together, you can see that you would have one more larger ring. So another way you can use this is as a big circle, or if you wanted to make a larger ring, you would just take the number 4, the bigger one here, place it in the middle, trace around it here, and then you would have another, a larger ring, or use it just as a circle, another design element on your page. But the rings are perfect for making the rainbows. So I used the ring 3 and 4 on this one. And then I really wanted to have a smaller ring on this kind of mountain scene that I made here. So I didn't, the one was kind of too thick. So what I did is I grabbed my vitamin bottle, which sits on my desk, so that I make sure and take them every day. And I placed it on top of the number 1 ring and traced around it. And this is what I got. I just got a thinner ring. It was perfect for what I was trying to go for on there. And then to make my kind of mountain scenes, I used a variety of trees that we have. I used the wilderness. This is actually from a Kiwi Club, our first Kiwi Club Adventure Awaits, if any of you still have that. That's the kind of pointy one there. And then I also used the mountain a la carte, which is in the shop. It's an a la carte that's available right there. And then I just pushed it up. And I also used pine, which is also still available in the shop right there. And it worked perfectly. It created this mountain, even though it was bright paper. I loved the way it turned out. Even this border paper that I decided to use with kind of the dots, but it had a feeling of, at least out here, after rain and then you get sun, you get flowers, so blooming flowers in the fields. And so it had that feel to me, and I really enjoyed using that. It came to better than I expected with the bright colors. I chose to use Coastal Highway for the border, just a simple border. I used both pieces, one on each side, but I liked this. This is what gave me the idea to maybe go with the mountain theme, and it worked well for the pictures. And then I also used elements for the tag right there, because you can see through it, and then you can, you know, it's longer. I didn't need it as long, so I was able to just decide where I tend to draw lines where I want to cut it. You can see them on there. They're well used. And then I also really liked, I had some, do you have stickers or anything still in your stash at home? I do. I pull them out occasionally, but I did have some that worked well for this. So I was able to just add those on, and it worked really well. It was a fun layout to do. It's a super fun memory to have. I added the dots to kind of highlight, like I used, where did it go? There it is. So I used this Elements 2, which is kind of like an arrowhead in a way sometimes. I like to use it this way, where it's just popping out of something and adding color where I want color to be. So if you feel like I want to pull this color or pattern up, I'll use a tiny element like that. And then I just tuck some yellow paper behind it to tie it in with the yellow color down there. So I kind of like to find that balance, have a pop of color kind of all over that ties together. And that was fun. Even use the cloud up here in a different way. So that was really fun. It's kind of simple. I just played with the templates and the patterns. And sometimes I look at a kit and I think, I don't have pictures for that, but I'm amazed every single time when I can, you know, take pictures that I have and they work. They just work. And in fact, when I look through these pages and these pictures, I go, these are precious memories. But I still have pictures in boxes. I'm older. So I didn't start scrapbooking until my 8th child was born. I was 42 years old and I had so many pictures in boxes and albums everywhere. So I probably will never catch up, but they look much better on a page in a layout in an album than they do in a box that nobody ever opens. So I'm super happy to have been able to take these precious pictures of my family this month and create memories for them using this kit and this really cute paper. I'm going to check your comments right now. Let's see. We have a lot of people watching. Wow. On the pill bottle, did you trace the inside of the ring or inside and outside? Okay, so see if I can pull this paper off and I'll show you what I did. I used the ring one and I grabbed a bottle where the lid was smaller and I laid it on top and traced around the lid. And that gave me, and you can see that maybe that way you can see a little bit better. So that gave me a thinner ring, which is what I wanted there, because if I had tucked this ring into it, let me show you how that would have fit. You can see there wouldn't have been like much sky showing behind it, which is what I wanted. I wanted that bit of light sky showing. I wanted that thinner ring. So that's all I did. I took that, set a lid that gave me kind of this width left over, and traced around the lid, and then just cut it out. It was fun. Let me check again. Any other comments? So many people. I'm so happy that you popped in. Having to cover plant. Oh, yes, we're getting a frost out here, so people are protecting their plants. I'm not really seeing any other questions. Oh, but we are still looking for the golden bunny. So there's a golden bunny in the paper crafting kit and another one in the template kit club. And so if you haven't opened your package yet, open it up. That golden bunny means that you are the winner and you will receive things. So we don't, nobody's said that they have it yet. So please do that. Okay, so I don't really see any other questions here. Lots of people popping in though. It's really happy to see everybody coming in. I hope that our idea book that we create with all three of us and these craft-ins where we can kind of show and tell what we did and why we did it, help spark some ideas in your mind that you can create something with and share with us. We really love to see those things. It's wonderful to get a kit every month and to really take the time to pull things out and create with it. I don't have any piled up. I've used every kit every month And I love everything that has been made with it. I'm always surprised over and over again. So we want to make sure that you remember that we want you to keep playing, keep creating, and keep connecting with us. And we absolutely love connecting with you. So I hope that you have a lovely day and go out and create something. Thanks.